Hey guys, this is Pixel Dan coming to you from JoeCon 2015, and I'm standing here at the Hasbro booth with Mark Weber and Derryl DePriest. How you guys doing?
Doing great. Glad to be here at another JoeCon.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's my first JoeCon.
Really?
So
It's my first JoeCon too.
there you go. So we're both lost.
That's right. Exactly. I'm really enjoying this though. It's a really great little show, and you guys have a nice little presence here. Got some new things on display, so I thought we would take a little bit of time to kind of talk about some of the new things you guys have revealed in the case here.
Absolutely. So we're back here. We didn't come to the Joe Show last year, but we actually had some product for what we call the 50th anniversary of G.I. Joe. So we're continuing that this year, and we decided it's important to be here in person. So we're very glad to be back at Joe Show and here with the fans and showing off what our line is going to be.
And it was a big deal for us because we showed everything for the rest of the year. So and it was all revealed here first. So it was really a salute to the fans to say, we know you're the top of the food chain, the guys who love Joe more than anybody. So we're going to show you everything for the rest of the year first right here at JoeCon.
That's awesome. Very cool news, and it's always great to see new Joe product, you know. So it's really cool. We didn't there wasn't a lot of stuff at Toy Fair or anything, but we knew JoeCon was coming up, and here it is. Like you said, here's all the product for 2015. So you guys are continuing on with releasing these product at Toys R Us this year, correct?
That's right. What we wanted to do what we want to do this year is just expand the story a little bit versus what we were able to do last year. So Toys R Us has been a great partner. Based on the success of the line last year, we actually have brought more in the sense that a few more packs, but also we've increased the prices of some of our sets, especially the vehicle sets. And this allows us to bring in kind of more and bigger classic vehicles for Joe. So the sets are getting a little bit bigger, and Toys R Us was a very willing partner for that.
That's awesome. You guys have vehicles. You have the 2-packs. You have the 3-packs again. Can you tell us a little bit about some of these vehicles and stuff that we're going to be seeing?
Well, I think the most impressive vehicles are the Sky Striker. I'm a big Sky Striker fan, so to do a sort of stealth ops deco on it, I think it's big. And what Derryl talked about, that the price points are elevated, and we mean that in the best possible way, that Toys R Us believes Joe fans will support a larger price point, which gives us more room to play with in the creation of the pack. So to be able to do a kind of funky deco on a Hiss tank to fight a very cool stealth deco Sky Striker, to me that's the most interesting pack.
Very cool. And then you got the 3-packs as well. You got the 2-packs. Some really cool decos in there and some choices. Was there anything specific you guys wanted to talk about with some of the choices you made?
Yeah, sure. One of the concepts we have going back a number of years is what we call the Hasbro Vault. So a few years ago at a G.I. Joe convention, actually, that was at our headquarters, we brought out a whole bunch of concepts that were never produced for G.I. Joe Envision, but for whatever reason were never produced. And that's become in almost a legend in itself that fans call the Vault. Is this a figure from the Vault? That legendary case of things that were so good but were never made. Over time, we've been able to do a few figures from that vault. But today, we really turned it loose. Mark?
Yeah, and there's 5 guys from the Vault in here, and then number 1, the one the fans, and we knew from reading online, we always read online, got a good finger on the pulse of the fandom, we knew they wanted a new gung-ho figure, and they wanted the one that was based from the Vault, which is basically the modern scale of the original gung-ho figure. So we saved that for our last figure reveal at the panel because we knew it would pop the crowd, and it really did. And the bit that the lead designer, John Violet, on Joe is a lifelong Joe fan. So he took the original gung-ho figure and color matched it exactly for the modern version of gung-ho. And so I think that's some of the synergy you see on the brand, and part of the reason that the panel went so well today is you have a lifelong Joe fan in charge of the brand. You have a lifelong Joe fan brand managing the brand. You have a lifelong Joe fan who's designing the brand. So there is a lot of momentum and a lot of sync on the actual internal team. And I think the fans were receptive to what we had created together at the panel earlier today.
Excellent. Very, very cool. So the stuff that's available at Toys R Us, last year's stuff was also available as a shared exclusive online with Big Bad Toy Store. Is it going to be the same for 2015 as well?
There will be some items that are shared, and I think it hasn't been settled down yet. But we've got 2 vehicle packs. Both of those, I believe, will be shared, but with different accounts. So it might be a little bit of a hunt around the web for fans to get everything. But Toys R Us will carry everything, but there will be others that are available at some other accounts. I believe Big Bad is one of those.
Okay. Okay, great. And how's the release rollout going to be for all this stuff? Is it just all going to be out at Toys R Us at the same time, or is it kind of got a release schedule there?
No, it's all scheduled for 8/1, August 1st.
Okay.
So you should be able to get it all August 1st at your local Toys R Us or online, kind of here and there.
Excellent. So one of the other things you guys also revealed at the show was the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. So can you tell us a little bit about those?
Sure. So we have 2 great exclusives this year at Comic-Con that are versions, very different versions of the Toys R Us exclusives. So one of those is called Crimson Strike. It's got the Sky Striker, Mark's favorite vehicle, that has been captured by Cobra. And this is the first time we've ever seen the Sky Striker, the jet, captured by Cobra in Cobra colors. It's a super cool crimson, and it's got an awesome deco scheme. I'm blown away by what we're able to do with this vehicle. That set actually goes against, so the Cobra in that set goes against a G.I. Joe team that has captured a Hiss tank and made it their own. Like they're testing out the capabilities of the Hiss, and then these guys come together and it's a big battle. So it's going to be fun. So it's an Army Green Hiss tank, first time that's ever been done in Joe. And that's the set that is going to be available at Hasbro Toy Shop at Comic-Con. But the fun doesn't stop there. There's a second Comic-Con exclusive that will be a Toys R Us exclusive, sold on site by Entertainment Earth, and that's a version of our Desert Duel set. And that is an extended version. It's going to have 2 more figures than the regular Toys R Us set. But what makes the sets really special is, Mark, why don't you describe that?
Well, the Desert Duel set it's a flip again in a snowcat that's been captured and redone as a Cobra Basilisk. So it's a bright blue kind of snowcat, and then a faux striker, which is a version of our Off striker that involves a pull-out canopy and a removable cannon. So both of those are different takes on what are very popular vehicles from us. And then the one bit that we only could not even tease, but just kind of wink at, is that our popular Creo line will have a G.I. Joe exclusive at San Diego Comic-Con. And what it is, we can't say. But you'll find out soon, and it's awesome. Yeah.
That'll be awesome.
Very, very cool. So you guys got a lot of great product rolling out here. But jumping back real quick, talking about these being sold at Toys R Us stores and such like that. It is great seeing this new product, especially on retail shelves. But we have noticed it's kind of been harder to get a hold of a lot of the G.I. Joe stuff. And do you guys... Is there a reason that retail just doesn't seem to be as interested in this stuff anymore, aside from Toys R Us, or?
Well, it's we live in an entertainment-driven world, so that's the reality of it. So, the next big expansion that we see for G.I. Joe will be when the next movie happens,
right.
And we can't add any detail or color to what that may be. That'll be up to Paramount to really make that announcement. But that's the time when G.I. Joe will go back as what we call a national brand, with a big amplification effort around the movie. And what we hope, we hope G.I. Joe never comes out of retail, that after that movie we've got a future path that Mark and I with our team back in Rhode Island are engineering right now. It's that long-term future of Joe. So like you say, we're very passionate fans, and we want to see a long and new future imagined for G.I. Joe. But the next time it comes back big, we anticipate will be around the movie. And that's the reality of the world we live in today. So, we're competing against all these juggernaut entertainment properties that either have a very rich TV show, or they've got they're just a very big movie franchise. And so we know that to elevate Joe back up to its place among kids, kid interest, we need the heavy guns behind us to do that. So that's what we're working towards. But stay tuned for what's coming with G.I. Joe. It's going to be great.
Awesome. All right, so one last question I'm going to hit you guys with. There's been a lot of buzz with the reveals happening this week and on some of the things we might have been seeing that we didn't see.
Oh, okay.
With Star Wars kind of rolling out with the Black Series and the 6-inch scale, I think a lot of fans were kind of wanting to see, or maybe thinking we might see G.I. Joe progress into a 6-inch line of sorts. You guys obviously didn't announce anything here, but I wanted to ask you about the possibility of seeing something like this, or can you say anything about it?
Well, anything can happen in the future. So one thing we're always doing is we're looking at what is the most relevant expression of the brand. And one thing I think fans know, that everybody knows, is that anytime like around, another G.I. Joe movie, anytime we bring out a big line, it's not just one expression. We're looking at multiple things. So 6-inch may or may not be one of those things that feels right and fits Joe. We've got a wealth of different possibilities in front of us. So what we do know is we've got 3 3/4, we've got Creo, we hope to add new and relevant expressions as time goes by.
Okay. Great. Very, very cool. So a lot of great product on display, guys, here. I want to thank Mark and Derryl very much for taking the time to talk to me, guys. It was very, very awesome of you to do this.
Thank you, Pixel Dan. Always good to see you.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks, guys. Well, there you go. A look at what Hasbro has on display right here at the 2015 JoeCon. This is Pixel Dan reporting.